Welcome back to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Montgomery Motor Speedway in Montgomery, Alabama was back in action on May 18th for Military Appreciation Night, with action from several local divisions on tap. Adam Otwell of AOTV Productions filed this report.
The racing action at Montgomery Motor Speedway on May 18th proved to be a fast-paced night. It was also on that night where we got to say thank you to all the men and women of the United States military for all their services. The fastest speeds of the entire night would be provided by the open-wheel modified cars, as they put on one whale of a show at the start. At the beginning, it was Joe Dodd and Donald Crocker battling for the lead, and they showed that they were determined to win the race, but they knew only one of them could do it. Then the first caution came out when Roger Kane had some problems with his car as it overheated, as you can see the steam pouring out. And off the restart, Donald Crocker had the lead, and Brandon Howell was moving his way through the field, but he had some problems and his night was over. Then the next big highlight of the race would be provided by Dustin Knowles in the 20, as you can see on the right side of your screen, and taking a look at it again, he goes high on the back stretch and he gets some air as he scrapes the wall protection, ended up leaving quite a mark on the wall protection, and on the front of his car, the front end just demolished. And at the end of the day, it would be Donald Crocker taking the checkered flag in the open-wheel modified race.
Yes, sir, man. This old car here treats us good every time we go to the racetrack. It's a heck of a hot rod.
Yeah, hey, I gotta tell you, there was some action in the back, but you didn't see it because you were too busy out in front most of the race.
Yes, sir. That's the best thing about it, though. It's I sure hate it for Brandon in '99. They had a good year all year, and I hate that they tore up.
Is there anybody you want to thank?
No, just my dad and my grandma and my aunt and Jared. They here every weekend with us.
While the open-wheel modified race included fast speeds, the street-side race includes some wild racing action as Dwayne Westenberg lost control on the back straightaway, but he was able to save it. And the racing action battle that everybody was talking about was between David Wood and Joe Bethea Jr. as Joe Bethea Jr. went to the inside of David Wood and made a slight tap to him, and around he went. As we take a look at the instant replay, you can see Joe Bethea Jr. is completely driving into the bottom, trying to get in, and a small tap to David Wood sends him around. And at the end of the day, it would be Joe Bethea Jr. taking the checkered flag, with Bobby Knox Jr. finishing in second and David Wood third. But there was one race that everybody talked about. It was the mini-mod race. It came down to two men, Joe Collier in the 71 and Charlie Melvin in the 154. Joe Collier goes for the lead on Charlie Melvin on the inside, but they make contact, and around they go into the wall protection. As you can see on the replay, Joe Collier was doing everything he can to get the lead, but he makes contact, and there was no stopping it. Joe was unable to finish the race, and Charlie Melvin won by default. It was also on this night in Montgomery Motor Speedway where a new record would be set. In the Buzz race, Matthew Robbins started off leading the race, but Cruz Skinner ended up going to the inside, and he took the lead away. And at the end of the day, he would take the checkered flag, becoming the youngest winner at Montgomery Motor Speedway at 11 years old. Congratulations, Cruz. Then in the open sportsman race, we got a special treat. Originally, Roger Kane was supposed to be a part of the race, but he had some problems, so it ended up being a one-on-one grudge match between Bobby and Shelby Ruse. Bobby was celebrating his birthday that day, and it ended up being a good birthday present for him as he finished ahead of his daughter and took the checkered flag.
I appreciate y'all staying. We had a lot of fun. I've always wanted to race against her. I wish we'd had more cars, but if this division will hang in there, we can get some more cars. It'll be a lot of fun. But we appreciate y'all letting us run. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. It's a great track, and we're gonna keep coming out.
That was Adam Otwell of AOTV Productions reporting. With the 30th Annual World Crown 300 now just weeks away at Gresham Motorsports Park in Jefferson, Georgia, we wanted to take a look back at the history of not only the event, but of the famed Georgia Speed Plan itself. We were able to connect with a big part of that history on Sunday at the Riverbend Racing Museum when legendary racer Tiger Tom Pistone turned up at the event. Pistone scored the victory in the first race ever run at Gresham, which was known back then as Jeffco Speedway. That was held in July of 1967 in a NASCAR Sportsman Series event called, appropriately enough, the Tiger 200 in honor of nearby state high school football championship winning team, Commerce Tigers. we got the chance to talk a little history with Tiger Tom. And we're here with racing legend Tiger Tom Pistone. Tom, you won the very first race ever held at Jeffco Speedway in Jefferson, Georgia. And a lot of folks might not know that name, but they know it as it is today, Gresham Motorsports Park. Tell me what you remember about that race that day.
Well, I don't know. What did we start? 50 cars that day, if I can remember right. And I think it was the first sportsman race, or was it it wasn't a Grand National race. I think it was a sportsman race, wasn't it, back then? Mm-hmm. And I think I started, I don't know, 7th or 8th, and the first turn I went down in the apron, and I passed these guys for the lead, and I just couldn't believe it. What a nice track that was.
Well, that first race, you know, we've been told that the asphalt started coming up towards the end. Did that make it a little treacherous?
No, not really, because back then that's all you had was dirt tracks, so we were used to it. Pavement was pretty tough on these guys down here because they didn't know pavement as much as they knew dirt. So that's why a lot of guys, you know, didn't say nothing much about the track coming up.
Well, what did the Georgia boys think of you coming down there? A Chicago boy coming all the way down to Jefferson, Georgia, and beating them in their backyard.
Well, it took a long time to get these guys to like a Yankee. Till today, they still don't like a Yankee. So I converted. I call myself a Southern Wop now.
Now, you know, that was the first race, and oddly enough, I don't know if you know this or not, but it was called the Tiger 200, so it was almost, you know, a shoe-in because the local football team, the Commerce Tigers, and so it was the Tiger 200. Did you have any idea about that?
No, I never knew that. That's good to know. Otherwise, that would have been a good omen for me. I didn't know that.
Well, you know, now retroactively you can claim it as a good omen. Oh, yeah, I knew it all the time.
No, I did not know it, but I'm glad you told me.
Do you remember who was the guy to beat out there that day? Had a great field of cars. Curtis Turner was out there, Jody Ridley, Bruce Brantley, a great field of cars.
Yeah, Cecil Gordon, I think Jack Ingram. There was a bunch of guys from down south there that came up there.
Well, I know that you've been back to the track. You and I ran into each other when they first reopened the track as Gresham Motor Sports Park. I know you've been there and seen all of the changes that the Gresham family has made there. What are your thoughts on the track now as opposed to back in '67?
Well, it's a lot better. You know, he spent a lot of money on the track. It's a shame that the people should support it because it is a great track to run. And Gresham, he's good people, and I hope he makes it with it because, like I say, it's a real good track.
You going to be back down there for this year's World Crown in July?
Yeah, I think Kenny Reagan and I we're gonna fly up there again.
All right, well, come see us. We can't wait.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Don't forget the 30th Annual World Crown 300 is coming up on July 4th. For more info, visit www.racegmp.com. That's going to do it for us this week here on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Next week, we'll have a look at the Southern Super Series from Montgomery Motor Speedway, the Southeast Super Trucks from Anderson Motor Speedway, and race results from around the region. Before we leave the air, we want to welcome all of our new viewers over in Elberton and in Elbert County, Georgia, who are watching us now on ElbertonNET Cable Channel 9. You can see us 7 days a week on ElbertonNET Cable. Here's a look at the times. Welcome aboard with us, and we hope to see you out at the races very soon. Remember, for the latest racing news, you can visit us online at RaceweekIllustrated.com. You can follow us on Twitter. You can also follow us on Facebook. And if you want to contact us, shoot us an email. Garage Talk at Raceweek Illustrated is the address. Until next time, I'm Brandon Reed. This is Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. We'll see you at the races.